Welcome back to Season 4 of the VeloTour. We're here for a brief update on the team's standings after the Criterium du Dauphiné stage race. The top 5 teams unchanged in their places, although AlphaTauri think they should be closer to first place, but their disastrous performance at the end of the Dauphiné has cost them a couple hundred points. So they remain in third, and in the meantime, Euskaltel-Euskadi are up into 6th place. They won the race overall with Jean-Marie Caillou, and that sees them go up a couple of places. Now Talia performed well to draw closer to their rivals but still remain in 7th. Doimo is down 2 spots into 8th place, and Castelli had a very poor race and they are into last place. We also have an update on the individual standings for the highest scoring riders. Mario Mazziota still on top. Ibai Leida closed the gap a little bit in the Dauphiné. He finished in the top 10 riders overall. But this race for the MVP award is still far from over. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the broadcast at Gent-Wevelgem. With 60 kilometers to go, there's a breakaway of 4 riders: Giovanni Canale, Jelena Topkalidze, Axel Sjogren, and Sadek Frokmanesh. A peloton of 51 riders is giving chase. There's been a couple of cobbled sectors, but nothing too serious. However, the riders that really hate these cobblestones, they're going to finish a long way behind today. The big favorite looks like Heinrich Kromer. He's a very strong man on the flats, pretty good on the cobbles, and obviously a very good sprinter. Miroslav Kostrom must like his chances as well for the Sismic team. And Valnor also have some options if they can get their sprinters to the finish. However, we should see a lot of attacks toward the end of this race because that flat run into the finish, those Barouders or classic specialists will take their chance and try and get away in a good small group. But we're still a ways away from that finale, and the breakaway of 4 leads by just over 1 minute. And the peloton, though, working well together, that breakaway is not going to survive unless something very unusual happens. Euskaltel-Euskadi have riders near the front. They also have one of the big favorites in Johnny Wouters, and they could try a move with Victor Petruskevicius, the rider who won the Omloop at Nieuwsblad, but hold that thought as Axel Sjogren. He's attacked his breakaway companions. He'll lead them onto the Kemmelberg, which is a very steep cobbled climb, and we're getting an attack from behind from Jemal Safari of Futuro Forrestal. Some aggressive riding by the green team here. They have been very unsuccessful in the one-day classics so far, and at this point I think they're just throwing attacks against the wall and hoping one's going to stick, because they really haven't got anything going in these classics. But it's good to see them trying, and Jemal Safari already is around 40 seconds in front of the field, and waiting for some other riders to come across like Jens de Klerk. And he's Virgil Lazarescu here as well, so that is a very good small group. Still a long way from the finish, but the peloton needs to keep them under control here. Looks like Heinrich Kromer has made this group as well as the Valnor riders. That's Jerome Moikin leading the chase, and Euskaltel-Euskadi with an armada of orange jerseys looking to control the race. I don't see Johnny Wouters though. He's their big sprinter and their most likely winner of this race. And that's a big blow if he's been caught out in the split. Safari's attack was brought back, and he's gone again with Jens de Klerk of the Castelli team. 2 desperate teams trying to score chunks of points. 3 of the breakaways have been caught. The only survivor is Axel Sjogren, the little Swede who's just rolling on the front here trying to survive. He's a very combative rider, so he won't go down easily as we head into the final little hills. Another attack here by Eloisa Donna. See if she can get over to Jens de Klerk. And Euskaltel resuming control at the front here, trying to stop these attacks, but it's not really working because Levi Kennedy off the front this time. Pace clearly not high enough to deter these riders from taking their chance. And at the front of the race here, Jemal Safari is not waiting for anybody. He's just getting on with the job. Should probably sit up for a moment and wait for Donna and de Klerk so they can work together, share some turns in the wind. Safari has too much pride for that. Just gonna ride on his own, as Sjogren is brought back by the peloton. Brave breakaway, but of course most breakaways don't succeed. And I think he'll try again at some point this season because he's a pretty good bike rider. And another attack by Safari in the breakaway. We don't have eyes on it right now, but he's trying once again. And I'm sure Donna and de Klerk ought to be a bit annoyed because they worked hard to bring him back. And then once they got up to his wheel, he just attacked them again, and now they're on to a big chase. And this is not how you have a successful breakaway, because while they're attacking each other and chasing each other, the peloton is setting a consistent tempo. And that will save them some energy because they're not making these rapid accelerations. And speaking of rapid accelerations, Jamal Safari, for probably the 5th time in this race, has accelerated off the front of a group. Once again, the other breakaways sent the chase, but they're all going to be swept up here. Valnor has done the job. They brought the race back under control. Euskaltel finished the job, and in fact, they're going to send a rider up the road. It's Petruska Vicious, the Omloop Het Nieuwsblad winner. The Lithuanian attorney who loves these flat roads. Will never miss a chance to get in a breakaway, and another move this time. That's Martins Lefay and Luigi Belle. Around 20 kilometers from the finish here. And this is where things can really get out of control. All these riders attacking all at once. And if there's a moment of hesitation from this peloton to not chase down the move, then that could be the winning move for Gent-Wevelgem. So these riders have to be very vigilant and time their efforts well, as Berzens tries this time. Jupiler team not going to wait for a sprint, and neither is Euskaltel Euskadi, because I think Johnny Wouters is not in this front peloton. And that means a change of strategy for Euskaltel. They can't win in the sprint anymore, so they need to try and get one of these riders in a small breakaway group. 15Ks to go as Belle tries again. These classic specialists are just going to keep heading this peloton. They're going to dare the sprinters to chase after them. Landau goes again with Virgil Lazarescu. In AlphaTauri, they have a plan. They're going to mark attacks with Bernard and Luigi Belle, and they're going to try and deliver Heinrich Kromer into the last kilometer in a winning position for the final sprint. Florentaz is still here for Castelli. That is a very valuable ally. We'll see if Davide Lagana is still in this group. It's a good chance that he is, as another attack comes through by Virgil Lazarescu. 10Ks to go now. Rapidly approaching the finish, Landau's going to just keep trying. Euskaltel getting desperate, but their options, I think, have just about run out. And there's the Dauphiné stage winner, Arnaud Deschet. Not really a powerhouse on the flat, but he's still here marking the moves for Futura Forestall. Another move by AlphaTauri, shrewd attack by Luigi Belle, I think. Marcel Lefay is there. There's the 5Ks to go banner, and a bit disorganized. There's no sprint train to speak of. It's just going to be a royale towards the end of this race. Could see even more attacks. Another Asismic rider this time. I think that's Glenn Martins. Petruska Vicious, Lefay, Belle. And this is a dangerous move because the gap is going out. Only 3Ks to go here. It's going to be very touchy. Another attack by Lefay. He's going all out with this one, not waiting for the sprint. 2 kilometers to go. He's got a small lead, but look at the chase from behind. A moment of hesitation in the peloton, but now here comes the sprint. Germuni starts from a long way out. Lefay still leading, but he's fading. Germuni's trying to hold up the Castelli rider, Davide Lagana. It's going to be a photo finish on the line, but Germuni has pulled off another classic victory for the Valnor team. Well, he just took his chance from a long way out to try and bring back Marcel Lefay. Another day of disappointment for the Castelli team, but Valnor in jubilation because they've won their 3rd classic race, and that will take them very close to the top of the team leaderboard. So as Gent-Wevelgem typically is, a very hectic race in the final kilometers, a real messy sprint with Sofiane Germuni with no teammates in sight. He timed it just well enough, and Davide Lagana a little bit late there, because if the sprint was another 10 meters, I think Castelli would have their first win of the season. going by the luck of team manager Gus and his team. Once again, not meant to be, so let's take a look at the results now. Sofyan Jermuni, the winner, scoring 500 points. Davide Lagana, another second place. Heinrich Kromer in third, the big race favorite. Kasper Bosmans of Jupiler fourth. Marcel Lefebvre, that late attacker, came home in fifth place. Tony Kierago of Doimo in sixth. Kazim Banabi Kyoto in seventh place. Ruslan Tamirzanov of Sismic is eighth. Luigi Belle, very productive member of AlphaTauri today, in ninth place. He marked a lot of attacks. And Mario Matsuoda of Hackett, once again scoring very consistently. He is there in 10th place. We'll show some of the other riders who will score points today. As always, points down to the top 20 in the non-Monument Classics. So with Gent-Wevelgem out of the way, let's take a look at the updated team standings, because with Valonor's victory, they could be in first place or very close to it, and that would be a big surprise based on the preseason expectations. So the big reveal, Kyoto narrowly still in front. They lead by just over 100 points from Valnor, who have closed the gap in their second place position. AlphaTauri scored a good chunk of points today, so they've also closed the gap on Kyoto. They're still in third place. Hackett and Sismic still fourth and fifth. In fact, there's not really much of any change in the placings of these teams. But Kyoto, they've really lost out. Other teams have gained a lot of points back. And that will make things very interesting in the next race, which is the Hilly Trofeo Ligueglia Classic, and of course the upcoming Giro d'Italia. So once again, the race for the leaderboard is close as it's ever been. I think the team manager of Kyoto might be getting a bit nervous with the late performances of their team. And of course, Jay and his Valnor team continue to be a wonderful surprise in Season 4. So we'll see how the next chapter unfolds in the Trofeo Ligueglia. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.